There is a monument in Richmond to the Confederate soldiers and sailors that was lost during the Civil War. And throughout my life, that monument offended me because it represented the enslavement of my people. It represented the supremacy of over my people, and it represented that the South would always reign in Richmond. And whenever I would see that monument, there was this pain that went through my heart and in my spirit. And then I realized one day, after hearing that the individuals between the age of 17 and 50 fought in the Civil War, and 75% of those individuals were either killed or maimed in the war. And at that point, I understood better how the ancestors of those individuals felt. And too often, we only internalize our own pain, and I believe the healing process begins when we can begin to look at things from a different perspective. That revelation allowed me to see from a different perspective. So now, when I see that monument, I understand why the Confederate sons and daughters would grieve. In so many words, through that experience, I was now able to walk in their shoes, a pair that I dared not walk in prior to that revelation.
And it's very important for people to spend time together figuring out how to have the dialogue, how to build trust. And one of the things we've learned was that to build trust, it's a long-term commitment. It is not something that in just a single weekend or an evening you can build enough trust to get into the kind of depth that you need to deal with an issue that is as old and has such a long history in our nation. So we have in our culture in the United States and in the world today right now is to come together and see ourselves as being very interconnected, to see ourselves as being part of a unified whole. And that's not something that we've done for a few thousand years. We've seen ourselves as separated. We've seen ourselves as part of a hierarchy. And I don't think that paradigm is going to serve us well in the future. For where we need to go, we have to have a very different vision of who we are and what we are going to be to each other.